Hey everybody, this is Tiny Dominguez. I am the Family Ministries pastor here at Calvary Baptist Church. I also serve as pastor of Community Heights Church. And with me, as always, I get to say hi to Miss Tiffany Davis, the
Hello.
children's ministry.
You got it.
So yesterday, before I finished introducing everybody, I was at church doing my taxes last minute,
Yeah,
and
you were.
also doing some assignments that were due. And I left here close to midnight, got home, and had to do all my stuff at home because I hadn't been home all day. And by the time I went to bed, it was very late. So
might
I am
say-
very, very trying to wake up.
Some might say your day yesterday was very taxing. Thank you.
So let's try introducing the staff again.
Tiffany did not
Yeah.
like. Tiffany did not like my joke.
No,
Tiny.
it was a good dad
one.
joke.
Thank
Good
you.
one.
As a rookie dad who's
Yes.
still learning,
I'm
that was
learning.
pretty
Thank you.
impressive.
Thank you.
So with that, beside me is the lovely Tiffany Davis, who serves as minister of our children's ministry and also ministers to families. And then Josh, who serves as is it youth still or student?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pick one.
So he's our youth guy. So
I say youth.
and he ministers to our families with that as well. And so we are very excited for, or I am for today. These guys don't know what we're talking about, and I did that on purpose.
Yes.
Because of something that was really haunting me from last week's podcast. Something that y'all both had said when we talked about spring cleaning and where we start to declutter and things. You both emphasized. Sorry, Josh. You both
Okay.
emphasized prioritizing things. And I thought all week I've been just looking at life, trying to get stuff done, trying to get my summer calendar, trying to get fall calendar, all this stuff. For me personally, on my personal level, okay, what are things that are important to me? How am I going to keep my schedule? Because one of the things that happens to us is we get so busy that I believe that we become more busy than God ever intended for us to
Yeah.
be. And with that, I want to be able to prioritize my things so that I'm doing things that will honor Christ and be a benefit to me. And so with that, with going with the theme of decluttering and spring cleaning, how do we prioritize things in our life? And I know and I want to elaborate more than what just the church answer, which is, make it about God. God has to be. But I want to go into deeper things with that, and really not just give a church answer with that, but really talk about how we can do these things. So, with that being said, I'm gonna give y'all some time to think about it. For me, I just wanted to share a couple of things for me that I had to start doing the past few years is prioritizing my health because of where I am health wise and being somebody who hates going to the doctor. And it's funny because I grew up with the mentality of, no, we don't go to the doctor because they find something wrong with you. Not go to the doctor because there's something wrong with you, which is why we would go. But just that other thing. Every time I go, they find something wrong with me. Yeah, because you're sick. And anyway, I've always had that fear of, I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't like doctor. I have a phobia of needles. I used to joke, I'd rather have a knife pulled on me than a needle.
So if you're gonna rob Tiny,
use a
use
needle.
a needle.
Yep. And so, which I've gotten better with my phobia because of all before y'all got here, I used to have to go to the doctor because my abdomen would retain a lot of fluid.
Right.
And they would, every 2 weeks, they would have to drain like up to 40 pounds of fluid off of me. And one day I turned and looked, and it's a needle with a catheter on it that they would stick, and it was like this long.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh dear God, this is how I die.
Yeah.
You know, I saw it one time, and I just anyway.
It's a good thing you're not a woman trying to, give birth with an epidural and all that.
Oh
gosh.
yeah, no, I did
the same thing with Abby. I saw the epidural needle and I said, nope, I can't do it. I'm out.
So.
Sorry, that was a sidebar.
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, but that's helped me with my phobia because of all the times I had to get stuck.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I hate needles. And so, but with that, I had to learn. Hey, if I want to live, I mean, honestly, if I want to live, I have to start making my health a priority. I have to start doing what the doctor says. I have to start being careful with my diet. I have to start being careful with my medicine and not being somebody who starts medication and then gets off of it like I used to be, but be more intentional with it because I had to make my health a priority.
Yeah.
And ultimately to honor God. I am going to sneeze. Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Bless you.
And so I cannot wait to see my sneeze face. Anyway, and so with that, that's one of the things that God has shown me these past few years is I could honor Him by making my health something that I made a priority, so that I could be on earth longer ultimately, and so that I could have a ministry longer, and so that's one of the things I was thinking about as I was preparing for our podcast. So I've given y'all guys some time to think about it. I've kind of given you an example. I'd love to hear from y'all on ways that we can, as we declutter and spring clean, how do we prioritize the things that we need to keep in our life, and how do we make that something that honors God? Yeah. So,
you
y'all
go first.
decide.
You want me to go first?
I don't care.
Okay, I'll go first. I think it's really easy, like even as we talk about these things, like see things in our lives that are good, but maybe don't need to stay. And I think that's the hardest part is it's really easy to see things that like maybe aren't as good or not as needed and be like, okay, we're going to take those things out. But saying no to good things, because not every good thing is something that you have to say yes to, which is something that I learned in college as I just said yes to every good opportunity that came my way and just quickly just like burn myself out really fast. And so
Okay, if I can interrupt you, that is a great point. How do you discern what are the good things that you want to keep and what isn't? I know you're probably about to explain that, but I just wanted to ask that question because I think a lot of our people struggle with that. Man, I want to be a part of everything. Everything sounds good. Everything is going to honor God. Everything, I don't want to miss out on an opportunity.
I have gifts that will help in this area.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
And so how do we, or how did you learn to say no to certain things and understand it wasn't a bad thing to do that?
Absolutely. I think one thing that has helped me personally is just, it's more of an act of surrender of like trusting the Lord and like if I am not in this space, the space is still going to be okay. Like I was putting myself in a position of like this ministry needs me. And so if I don't do this good thing, it's going to implode. Like it's not going to work. And like having to step back and being like, yes, the Lord uses me. The Lord has given me gifts. The Lord works through me. The Lord equips me and empowers me. And yet, He is so much more powerful than I am that He doesn't truly need me in all of these spaces. So if I take a step back, He's going to fill that gap. He's going to make it okay. And just like putting myself in a right position. And I think too, like I was thinking through like I've heard it said that like our purpose here on earth is to know and to enjoy the Lord. And we can make our purpose so much about doing for the Lord that we forget to enjoy Him while we do those things. And so,
Could you say that again?
yes, we can make it so much about doing for the Lord that we forget to enjoy the Lord and those things. And I had a second thought that was coming with that.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Maybe I just needed to leave it there.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I wanted to ask you is I love how, I mean, for both of y'all, how how do we get okay with knowing we don't have to be a part of everything?
Yeah.
Because for me, I think sometimes it's, but God needs me here. I think that's one thing. The other thing is, but I don't want to miss out. You know?
Spiritual FOMO.
Good old FOMO.
Yeah.
So how do y'all see that?
Yeah.
What does
I think like hearing other people, like, I think part of it is you cannot be a part of it and still hear about it though. Like, this thing is happening, right? I want to be a part of it. I don't necessarily have the time to do it. I can't give it, everything that God needs me to give towards it. Therefore, I'm going to take a step back. But at the same time, I'm going to come to someone who was a part of it later and go, hey, how was that, right? Your whole FOMO kind of, you're not there personally, but I think part of that is like you still get to hear about the cool things that are happening with that. Like, I'm not involved with our kids' ministry, but I still get to hear the cool things that are going on with it. Like, I would love to be a part of it, but there's other things I'm doing. And so I get to hear about the cool things that the kids are doing and learning and stuff. And so I still get that aspect of like, I'm there, but I'm not physically, taking the time and all that. So,
And I think part of that too is celebrating kingdom wins as
Right.
wins for us too.
Right.
Like, it's not just wins for individual people. And if I'm not in part of that, I don't get to celebrate that win.
Yeah.
But like, no, if that's a win for the kingdom, that's a win for all of us.
Yeah.
Like, whether you're directly involved or not. And I think we can, especially now, we can get in such a mindset of the more busy I am and the more tired I am equals I'm more holy because I'm doing more for the Lord.
Right.
And that's literally not in the Bible at all.
Sure.
Like, busyness is not a fruit of the Spirit. But peace is, and joy is, and gentleness and self-control, and like all these things that come from taking a step back and resting and not, which doesn't, what's the word? That doesn't mean, I guess, that like we don't do anything at all for the Lord.
Right.
But it means that we enjoy the Lord while we do those things, and we don't just constantly fill up our schedules and make, like Josh was saying, like put more things on our plate than the Lord has asked us to. If we don't have energy to do something, then the Lord's not calling us to do that in that season, which doesn't mean it's a never situation, but the Lord is not going to ask you to, never mind, I'm not going to
drain yourself of
yourself,
like
yeah.
the Lord, like, he wants your best too. And if doing 16 different things and you're only doing your best on 2 of them, I mean, you're doing, I don't want to say it, but you're doing a disservice to the other areas in which you're helping because you're not fully there. You're not able to fully engage and give everything that the Lord has called you to give in those scenarios, I think.
And we get so busy sometimes doing church work, doing ministry, that we forget to spend time with God.
Right.
I mean, I can't tell you how I've been guilty of this, where I've been so busy, so caught up on doing things that I think I stop and go, wow, when's the last time I prayed?
Yeah.
I haven't sat down to have my time with God. Man, when's the last time I just sat and just read the Word without looking for a Bible study or a
Right.
sermon? When have I done it just to spend time with Him? And I think that's what happens when we get so busy, and we feel like it's a badge of honor. But it, like you say, it really becomes a weight that
Yeah.
just pushes down on you, and we become, like I've said earlier, way more busy than God ever intended for us to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's a danger for a lot of us, especially when we look at our calendars. I see families today that are so busy, that parents have become Uber drivers, that everyone eats at different times, and I'm not attacking any of this. Please don't think I'm attacking you. But one of the things that I learned when we had the COVID shutdown was how I kept hearing from people. I don't remember the last time that I sat down with my family and had dinner together. It was weird, for them to be able to do that. I don't remember the last time that I sat down with my family and we all watched TV together. We watched a movie together. We went walking together. That there was time for family and those things. And so I feel like we have to learn to prioritize certain things, and then, like Tiffany has been saying, learn to say no. two things, which is a lot easier for us to say from this side of the mic than it is living when we hear it on the other side. But man, the blessing that comes when we learn to do that. And so, Josh, anything that you want? I know.
Yeah, I think mine comes from the standpoint of a parent. As a new parent, I think I've had to learn to prioritize like time with my daughter. Like as you were saying, as the family. Like during COVID, it made people go, "Oh yeah, this is fun. I remember what this was like." And I think that's for me. Like I get home and I'm like, "Gosh, this house is a wreck. I really need to clean it." Blah blah blah. And there's so many other things that I could be doing. Oh, I forgot to, text so and so today while I was at work. I forgot to do this, or this. But taking the time when I get home, knowing full well that like she's gonna go to bed in a little while. Like I need to spend the time that she's awake. I need to spend that with her because it's important for me. It's important for her, right? I mean, you show her the love. As a parent, right, you show your kids love by the time you spend with them. I think we talked about it before, like even just sitting in the same room with them when they're playing video games or watching TV, right? They feel your presence, they know that you love them and you want to spend time with them. And so for me, it's prioritizing stuff like that. I can clean the house when my kid goes to bed. Would I rather do it, when I get home so that when she goes to bed, I can do what I want to do? Yes. But it's important to spend time with her, and so taking the time to go, I know I'm going to be more exhausted later. I really don't want to do the dishes later, but I need to spend time with my daughter. I need to spend time with my wife. We need to spend time together as a family, and so prioritizing things like that, I think, has been a new focal point of mine, just because I'm new to it, and so looking and going, man, what did I do before you were born? I would come home and I would do this and this and this. And you're like, I can still do those things, but I'll do them later. Or maybe I won't do them.
Yeah.
Just because I need to spend time with my family. And so.
One of the things with Nathaniel being in his senior year is I look back and I think, man, where did the time go?
Yeah.
I remember when he was little and they were living with me, and he would beg and beg, please, I want to sleep in my Uncle Tiny's room. I want to be in there. And he wanted to stay up late with me and watch Knight Rider, the 80s show. I don't know. I had talked to him about the car that talked, and he wanted to watch it. And so he came on like at 11 o'clock at night, and he would beg and beg, please let me stay up so I can watch Knight Rider. And just, these cute times that when he was little, and now as a young man, his priorities have changed, and those times are gone. His being 4 years old, being 5 years old, he's not coming back to that.
Yeah.
And I think we have to see that it's a treasure, that time that we have, and when you get so busy that you miss out on that, you don't get it back.
Yeah.
And so
what I'm hearing is like we focus on, and I've been thinking this too, but like I think y'all both said it in different ways of like we need to prioritize, like truly dig into the primary ministries that the Lord has given us, which is our families, our marriages, our families, our kids. For me right now, like it might be my roommates, my parents, but like prioritizing that ministry before we add on extra ministries, whether it's like the church or through other things, which are good things, but we need to first focus on the ministries that the Lord has given us, and then if we have extra room to add on other things.
Yeah, those of you that have kids, like your ministry is your kid.
Yeah.
God has given you the opportunity to minister to those around you, specifically your children, right? You have a huge influence over their lives, whether you realize it or not. Spending time with them, praying, reading the Bible with them, all that fun stuff, right? You're teaching them things from day one that are important lifestyles that they're going to hopefully keep with them for the rest of their lives. And so, if you completely neglect, which I hope no one's doing, but if you completely neglect your child, and you just let them figure everything out by themselves, right? They're most likely going to fail. They're going to fail with you teaching them things too, but they're a lot more likely to succeed with you walking with them through all those things.
I heard a pastor years ago and he was nearing the end of his life, and he had shared a sermon that as he looked back on his life, he doesn't look back and wish he had more meetings or more preaching opportunities or gone on more mission trips. He goes, as I look back on my life, I look at my kids and wish I had spent more time with them.
Yeah.
I wish I had made them a bigger priority. I wish I had cared for my wife more, and it was, for me, as I heard that, it was very powerful because he was nearing the end of his life and he was sharing this to a church, and as he was sharing from his heart, he of course he got a little emotional, but man, it really impacted, because I think so many times we get so busy that everything else gets pushed to the back burner or gets pushed off the stove,
Yeah.
and so I think it's a beautiful whenever we're able to prioritize and keep those things always on the forefront, and to be encouraging when you're doing that. If you go to your kids' games, man, go to support them, not to critique them. If you're on a date with your spouse, use that time to spend time with each other, not to talk about all the stuff y'all need to get done and just have a meal, to have a meeting, a lunch or dinner meeting, but use that time to really connect and be intentional. Prioritize the things that are important, so that God can be honored in those things. And so, anyone want to share anything else that y'all have?
Yeah, something else that comes to mind for me is how comparison fits into all of this. Like going back to the spiritual FOMO, I think that kind of ties in of if this person can do all these things, then I need to be doing all these things as well. And I think we've all heard the saying comparison is the thief of joy. I've also heard it said comparison is the thief of God's plan for you, because you try to catch up with someone else is where they're going, and you're totally missing out on what the Lord has for you too. So just want to pass encouragement of don't let comparison steal what the Lord wants you to be in this season, which could be a busier season for you, or maybe the Lord is calling you to a season of more slowness, and that is okay. Be in the season where God has you, not trying to be in the season where God has someone else, because I think people have different capacities too. I used to look at, my mom has a friend who at one point was raising 4 kids, and a couple of them had health issues. She was also running a coffee shop. She was running a farm. She was getting her doctorate, and she was running for the school board all at the same time. And I was like, I could never. She's a superwoman. But then realizing the Lord just calls me to have a different capacity than she does. If that is the season that the Lord has called her to, in this time, the Lord is going to sustain her. He's going to energize her, and he's going to use her in those ways. The Lord has not called me to be that right now, and that's okay. And my season might be slower. My season might look different, but it can be just as holy and God honoring as long as I know him and I'm enjoying him, and everything that I do is coming out of those two things.
I like that. Thank you, Jeff. Josh, anything you want to add? For me, the just kind of following Tiffany's lead there, enjoy the season God has you in. You're in this to honor and glorify God and to be a blessing. One of the things that happens is, if I'm tired, I'm not a blessing. I have never seen a baby on a plane that is exhausted be a blessing to other people on the plane.
"Aw, how cute!"
Yeah, until he's throwing a tantrum, or at the store, because they're tired. You weren't created to just be so busy, so trying to keep up with everybody, that God wants you to be a blessing in the season that you're in. God wants you to honor and glorify him, and and He wants you to take delight in your relationship with Him. And I think that has to be the things that we begin to prioritize.
Yeah.
So this season of spring cleaning, as you are doing that and you're looking to things in your house, maybe saying, okay, we need to get rid of these things. We need to start moving these things out of the house. Begin to look at your personal life and say, okay, as we're doing this in the house, maybe we need to do this in our personal life too, and look at our calendar, and maybe we need to do some stuff on our calendar and begin to say, okay, these things need to be taken off, and we need to make some time for us as a family.
We are not the Energizer Bunny.
No, that keeps going and going and going and going. That's what that's from, Tiff.
Right, I know.
Okay, and so
You got to take time to recharge with the Lord.
yeah, and let Him be your strength. With that, I think we're going to go ahead and get ready to close this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed what you got to watch today, click the like button. Follow us. There's a follow button there too. Follow us. We'd love to know who is actually watching, who's listening. And if you would drop a comment or questions that you have or ideas that you have on learning how to prioritize things that will honor God in our life, man, we'd love to hear from you. So
And share this episode with someone else.
ooh,
Share with a friend.
Share with a friend. Yeah, I think that would be cool too. So just thank y'all for watching. And John Davis, if you're watching, we appreciate you. Love you.
Love you, John.
Yeah, he always leaves a comment for us, so that's why we get to the shout out.
Pretty great.
Yeah. And so with that, I'm going to say bye.
Bye.
Peace out.
Put the fries in the bag.